Hello, welcome to our first episode of From the Captain's Quarters. You're hearing from the Key 3 and from what we're hoping will be our regular podcast. First off, introductions. This is part of the Pirates of the Bleeding Maiden. We're the pirate group that has the Pirate Fest out at Fair. It's been going on for 17 years now, here, give or take. About since '97, so someone can check my math, but it's grown since then. It was just a few friends. Actually, it's been happening since '96, but in '97 it was actually Pirates, and we've been growing since then. And right now I'd say we're at about 120 people, or we have been for the last couple of years, 120 people
At least.
Yeah, regularly now.
Yeah, so we're getting bigger. We now have Pirate Road, which is going into its third year. And if you don't know what Pirate Road is, then you haven't been to Fair yet, which is fine. Come on down and we'll show you what it's about. And before we get going too much further, we're going to go through and introduce ourselves. And then we'll come back and talk a little bit about the Pirates of the Bleeding Maiden, the different crews, and the two different sides of the fleet. So first off, I'm Cricket, or also PK. PK is short for Pirate King, so Pirate King, Cricket, PK, you can hear all of those. I started with the Pirates, or I started with Texas Renaissance Fair, I guess PF -1, so a year before Pirate Fest started. We went with our college group in '96, and then in '97 we went back with the college group and decided we needed to go as pirates since we're all coming from an island university, and that's sort of how we started with the Pirates years ago. Ash, how about a short bio of where you're at, how you got here, and how long you've been coming?
All right. Well, let's see. I am Admiral Ash, Admiral of the Anchored Fleet. That's one of two fleets that we got. Let's see. I started off years ago as just a captain from the Kansas crew. I drive down to Texas every year. It's an annual pilgrimage. My boss at work knows full well that if he says I can't go, then I will walk out of work that day. So my first year at Pirate Fest was 2001. However, I first met the original Pirates, the original couple guys, back in 1998. So, but I've known PK for way longer than that. We met way back in 1993. So I've been friends for a long time. Let's see. I worked the Kansas City Renaissance Festival, but my persona out there is Scottish. So the Admiral Ash only comes out for Pirate Fest. So that's how I got involved. Man, I got involved when I moved down to Galveston, and I was living with you and Casey, and that was that was my first year. That was 2001 Pirate Fest, and I still got the pictures in my cubicle at work from that year. So that's really it as far as how I got involved. Let's see. How long ago did we come up with the Admirals? Was it 4 years ago when we finally decided things were getting big enough that we needed to do that?
I think it's been more than 4 years.
It was 2 years with Admiral Gonzo,
Okay, 2 years.
and then I think we went 1 year. It was kind of up in the air, and I think the next year you brought me up.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So about 5 years.
We'll do our Aggie math and say 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, we'll say 4 or 5 years. So,
4 or 5 years, and we're actually coming up on a time where I think we're going to be adding a third admiral soon.
mm-hmm.
We'll be getting there soon, but I think we can talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah. And last but not least, tonight for this cast, my drink of choice tonight is local brew. I am drinking some Boulevard Entwined Ale tonight. Along with you will occasionally see me sipping on a little glass of rum right here. So
Very nice. Always got to have the rum standing by.
that's right. It's very important.
And Admiral Ash, I think your story mirrors a lot of people in this fleet. You've been in a lot longer, but you knew somebody who suckered you into going, and you've been coming ever since.
Exactly.
And I missed my drink. I'm drinking out of the Blowfish tonight. The Pirates are going on a cruise sometime next year, and this Blowfish, I think somewhere on here it says Carnival Cruise Line, so it represents that. And inside it's childhood memories in an adult form. It's orange creamsicle. So that's vanilla vodka with an orange soda, and tasty, and will get you hammered. Admiral Bones.
I am Admiral Bones. I am Admiral of the Anchored Fleet. No, excuse me, the Tankered Fleet. See, I'm already started, so everything's just starting to blend a little bit.
Well, drop the glass and go straight to the bottle.
Well, okay, then I'll start there. I'm drinking the latest edition Sonic Mystery Drink. I'm like to simplify things, not make things fancy. It's keeps my drink cold. It has a spill-proof lid, which is important for me, and a straw for convenience. So it works.
I have a kid, and I think she uses that same spill-proof lid.
Probably.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah. I am the oldest 12-year-old you will ever meet, I promise. I get that a lot on campus. I should point out that I did 4 years in the Army. I did just shy of 7 years as a full-time police officer for a policing agency, not a constable's office or anything like that. Haven't done that in a couple of years. I've been in school, fighting Texas Aggie class, 2015. Woo! Let's see. I guess I kind of first got entwined with this group while they were still in college in the late 1990s. They all hung out with a friend who lived in a house that was in front of a place where one of my friends lived. So while we were partying back here, we would always hear parties and stuff going up there, or we'd go to IHOP to drink coffee and stuff, and they'd be there, but we always just kind of missed each other. Well, fast forward a couple of years, I got involved romantically with one of the early members of their group, and we ended up getting married, and I think our first year attending was, I want to say 2006. Seems about right. I think it was the year after our daughter was born. We went just the two of us, no crew, nothing like that, just to kind of give it a test run to see if it would be for us. And we decided we liked it, and well, I propositioned him with my wife's breasts to let me be a captain, which...
True story.
Yeah, and it worked. So the next year we came back with a few more people who were like-minded, and we formed the Widow's Daughter, which I was a captain of for a few more years until the Admirals came, and then Admiral Gons went on to other adventures, and it left kind of a power vacuum, and I stood up and said, well, I'll take it, and he said, well, do you want the job? I said, yeah, I'll take it. And that pretty much landed me where I am today.
All right, great. So that's us, the key three. Between the three of us, if there's any issues or anything else that comes up, you can always come to us and we'll help hopefully solve the issue, or at least point you in the right direction, which is usually back down to your captain. That's the real one to solve the issue.
Yeah, we don't like to solve issues.
No, there's no issues that ever come up. So
subscriptions, really.
To go over subscriptions. To go over a little bit about what we're going to do tonight. This is really our first episode of what we hope is going to be a regular thing for us. Tonight we're just going to go over a little bit about what the fleet is. We're going to hit some news that's for some things that are coming up in the future. What we've been up to since the last Pirate Fair, and then our plans for fair.
True story, I just bit the shit out of my lip. That hurt a lot.
And that happens when you're drinking. So, starting off, talking about the fleet a little bit, I talked a little bit about the Pirates of the Bleeding Maiden and how we got started. I didn't mention the school. It was Texas A&M Galveston, which is where the group of friends came from that started going to the Texas Renaissance Fair in the first place. And the first year, we didn't go as pirates, and then the second year we started going as pirates, and that was in '97. It was only a group of maybe about 4 or 5 of us. I would say three of those are still around. 3 of those pirates still come on a regular basis. A 4th one comes every time that he can make it down, and maybe the others every once in a while. But from there, it's become friends of friends, other college friends. I was in the Peace Corps, so we have Peace Corps friends that show up. We have work friends.
Random strangers.
Random strangers roll into camp, and then they stay and they never leave. Our camp has been called Brigadoon because it arrives and then disappears with the mist on a Sunday or Monday morning, not to reappear again for another year. But really, from that first crew back in '97, maybe the expanded crew going on into '99, the people who came to FAIR those first years, they've split up and they've gone throughout the country, and now they've started their own crews, and now they come to FAIR bringing their own crews, and that's really how the fleet has expanded from a crew of 5 to what was then 10 to 15 people to becoming a fleet that now has 12 to 15 crews, each crew consisting of at least 5 people, and some of those crews having a lot more. Yeah, our current college crew has quite a bit more than 15, but we'll talk to them anyway. All sorts of supposed guidelines on how we're supposed to behave as a fleet, but really the real power rests with the crew. Each crew is a group of friends, usually that hangs out throughout the year. There's no real guidelines on the crew besides that they're a group of at least 5. And then they come to FAIR. So our guidelines is more just a time to get the crews together at FAIR. Hey, we're all going to camp together as a bunch of pirates. Lee, you got anything to throw in there? You're our newest admiral, captain before that.
Yeah, I know that. You pretty much... I don't beat the dead horse.
Well, I'm going to keep kicking that dead horse. So that's how it goes.
And so in some places it's called plagiarism, in other places it's called sharing.
Sure, whatever.
You know.
Stealing. Pirate.
Fun fact, way back in the day, this would have been 2002. This was before we actually went as pirates all the time. I remember us talking about dressing up as Dragonlance characters one year.
The Dragonlance one year, another year had been talked about doing goblins and orcs, because off the orc. When I'm sitting in a chair, I'm 5'3". But goblins and orcs, I still fantasize
about regularly.
But I mean, pirates was just natural because we were coming from the island, and since then we have found it's just such an easy thing to do. Somebody can come who's brand new, I don't know if I want to do this, and they can tear up a pair of clothes and call themselves pirates, and then every year after that just add to it. They can go the other way too. I have a buddy from work this is gonna be his first year, and he is putting together a full-on, I would call it captain's garb.
Wow.
Shirt, or staggered.
Well, that's kind of the beauty of our group and the way we run it. I mean, anything really goes. I mean, with loose guidelines of absolute do's and don'ts. I mean, pirate themed.
Right.
And let's see, we have steampunk pirates. We have ninja pirates, which is an oxymoron, kind of like military intelligence and things of that nature. I was in the military, so I can pick.
I shudder when I hear ninjas, but it is the ninja pirates. I'm okay with that.
And they make it work.
They do.
Kansas, we've been called the barbarians from the north, so the Kansas crews here have integrated big axes into our garb.
Vikings, you know, Vikings were pirates.
We have members who go extremely authentic with life aboard the ship, with nothing more than like rope sandals and loose cotton stuff, and then we got people
quartermaster.
And then we got people who sweat to death under 3 layers of crushed velvet and feathers and the whole 9 yards, and it sucks a lot.
I think a good way to look at it is the relationship between the Queen and I. The Queen has a very elaborate costume, but if she's hot, she's gonna wear like a t-shirt and maybe her pirate pants if I can convince her to wear them. Where I don't care if it's 110 degrees, I'm wearing my pirate coat, my pirate vest. If it's bright, I'm not wearing sunglasses. I'm just going to suffer for the art and pass out somewhere between camp and the front gate. Probably because I'm sweating rum out of every pore.
Well, in the way of evolution, that's essentially what happened to me too. I mean, I'm hard-headed. I refuse to. You know, everybody's like, "Oh, leave your coat at camp and everything." I'm like, no, but I gotta find a way.
Gotta wear the coat.
Mando kilt here. Best way to cool off. Absolutely.
Well, kilt goes into a whole nother conversation. That might be another podcast.
Yeah, it will be.
Proper wear.
So I think if anybody's watching this who's not fully aware of what the Pirates of the Bleeding Maiden is, it's come with an open mind to the campsite. Realize it's not really fair. Fair is just sort of there, and you can go experience it. It's the festival that happens at the campsite in the evenings. And you got to realize you do your own thing and let people do their own thing, and everybody's going to be cool. If you want more information, check out our Google Plus page because it's got several write-ups on the do's and don'ts around camp.
Don't take my word for it.
Don't take my fucking rum.
And remember, only you can prevent campfires.
Oh, we might have had a forest fire.
Huh.
We'll move on. All right, so news, and this isn't news of what's happening in the world around us, unless somebody has pirate news.
Yeah, it's only the important news.
Ash, what's going on with this screen, man?
I think my camera just died.
All right, well, we've still got Ash verbally, but, fuck that Admiral.
Orally.
He's the old guy. So the news that I've got, and I'll let these guys chime in as well too, either on what I've got or anything that they know that's coming up. This year, we always trying to add something. There he is. Did you change clothes too?
No,
Wow.
I'm wearing the same thing.
Okay.
Just a different camera.
Oh, we can see the shirt now.
Yeah.
It literally looked like you just pulled a Clark Kent, dude. Like, there you are. One thing. Yes.
No, I can't dress as fast as Marcus can.
And if you don't understand that comment, then you need to join the Shark Week Hangouts, and you've got about a year until we start again. All right, so the news coming up. We always try to add something new every year to Fair. Sometimes it's a one-shot deal. We played Slosh Ball, and that was a one-shot deal, though we might bring it back someday, though not this year. This year, we are bringing to Fair a pirate parade. So you've heard it here first. You need to find out a way to carry your flag because we're going to march around, throw beads, basically let everybody know who the pirates are. And then we're going to hold flags after that on Friday and string all the flags up on our main gate. So that should be a lot of fun. There's more details to come. Just a little bit of a teaser now.
Yeah. Think Mardi Gras, but a lot cooler. And we don't charge admission.
Our Mardi Gras crew might disagree with that, but I'm okay with that. We've also just recently hammered out the details. It's been rumored. People have asked, how do you become an admiral? And we sort of just played it off because we weren't quite there yet. We've hammered out the details of that. So that's new. And if anybody is interested, come talk to us. I'd say we're not hiding it, but we would want to have a conversation with anybody who is interested in going that route. And the last thing I've got is I would like for people to know out there that we have already started work on Dickens on the Strand. We do have a group of pirates. We sort of take on a different persona because Dickens on the Strand, which happens in Galveston in December, is more Charles Dickens era. Victorian, thank you. Also steampunk, but we still sort of go as pirates. We've already started work on that. And then we've also started work on our Pirate Fest for 2015. So I know 2014 Pirate Fest hasn't happened yet, but we're already looking ahead to 2015 and I've actually got a 2016 folder, and things have already started going into that. But
Wow.
that's how far out we look now. 120 members,
Yeah.
plus, something like that. You guys have anything on your all's front?
No, I really like to look at it from kind of a train wreck perspective. You know, I go to fair, I get a big something of something liquid, and I sit back and just watch the mass carnage and debauchery, and it's, you know, it's not that I wouldn't want to watch in the first place, but I would, but I can't help but to not watch.
Sure.
So yeah, just let it go.
On that, Texas Ren Fair by itself is a great people watching event.
Absolutely.
And then you add Pirate Fest on top of that, and it's just wow.
Except for the stormtroopers.
Well, I would say the unofficial winner for last year, and I haven't discussed this with Bones or Ash, but the unofficial winner last year might have been our quartermaster, who got so hammered. He had official jobs to do at fair, and didn't do any of it.
Yeah.
So hammered, he passed out in one of the pirate bars, and then completely missed going into fair because he was so drunk from the night before. And I think that might embody part of Pirate Fest. We don't come for fair. We come for the festival and to see our friends.
Yeah. Fair is fair, and that's fair is fair.
It's fun.
Campgrounds are merry.
Yes.
Merry.
Yeah.
One thing I do miss from the old days is the heckling of the cars as they leave.
Oh.
I miss that.
Okay.
So, for the people who don't know, maybe 4 years ago and beyond, but I guess, and later than that, they used to funnel all the traffic of families who were leaving fair who didn't camp past
the day trippers.
The day trippers, past those of us who were camping. And so we would set up our chairs right on the road, and we would heckle the drivers. And it was sort of a parade in reverse. We were the entertainment, and they would move past us. And we would throw beads and hold up signs that said honk and we drink, ride in the back of trucks for
windows.
Try to flip church vans.
Lick windows. Now keep in mind this line of traffic was at a standstill. So if somebody would jump into a truck bed and ride with a bunch of people in the back of their truck bed, in 10 minutes they went 10 feet.
Y'all remember maybe it was the last year, the lady in the hatchback car who had the automatic trunk popping mechanism, and she rolled down the window and popped it and said, "Yeah, there's free beer in the back." Mistake. Pirates coming out of the clouds, trees, rappelling out of helicopters. There were probably 30 people trying to cram into the back of this little four-door station wagon looking thing. Her shocks were blown out. I mean, the tires were sitting on top of the window wells. People getting beer out of the back of her car. It was beautiful.
Speaking of pirates jumping out of helicopters, there was one year in particular where that Apache helicopter was flying over, and the girls gave them a little bit of a view to behold. The Apache helicopter actually stopped midair, pointed down at us, circled around again to have another look, and then carried on.
There's several government websites that some pirate boobs are on now.
The form of identification.
That's it.
No two are alike.
That's right. Identifying shark fins.
Then you want to see them all. Like you, I know you.
That's the reason I want to see them all. Scientific research.
Right.
Data. I love it.
Wasn't that a guy on Star Trek? What?
Yeah, sure.
Huh? What?
All right. Moving on to
Shiny.
media. You guys have any pirates in the news lately?
Pirates in the news. Yes, as a matter of fact, I do.
Okay.
Pirates in the news. They raised a cannon from what was believed to have been one of Jean Lafitte's ships off the coast. Sent it, I think, to A&M College Station, where they did some stuff to it, and it's now resting in a museum in Texas City
That's
on display.
That's freaking awesome.
Like actual, I'm going to board you and then sink your shit cannon. Yeah.
Jean Lafitte, and I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, was a pirate based out of Galveston, Texas, so really close to here for a lot of his career. And there's actually a pub crawl for pirates coming up on Talk Like a Pirate Day, which I don't have right now. I think it's the 20th or maybe the 19th of this month.
It's the 19th because in 12 days in the wake up, I get my Aggie ring, which y'all just had to plan it on that week. If that's okay, I'll be doing my own pirate pub crawl in Northgate.
That's all right, because I have a pirate son being born that weekend too. So great weekend to plan these
great
things.
weekend.
But it's actually a great idea because it's Talk Like a Pirate weekend, and a party bus with a stripper pole has been rented, so you don't even have to crawl. You can just ride around, and part of it's going to be seeing Jean Lafitte's house and his tombstone marker, and then drinking like a pirate at several bars, and I'm sure it's in garb. Check the Facebook page. It's on there. Get in touch with us. Excuse me. Something else that's been happening in media? Go ahead, Ash.
I was going to say, it's not really pirate-related, but sunken ship-related. Being that I'm from Kansas, there are no natural bodies of water in Kansas.
Correct.
We do have a river. What was that?
You're a pirate of the Saskatchewan.
Yeah, Saskatchewan. We do have a river, and that river has been diverted many times by the Corps of Engineers. And about, I think it was about 25 years ago, they dug up the steamboat Arabia out of the middle of a cornfield. And the people that found that are currently in a project to dig up another cornfield where there is another sunken riverboat. So it's, while not pirate, still sunken ship related. So
that's cool.
So I guess the river flooded, the boats went over, and
yeah, it's like Oxbow Lakes form and cut off the river and all that stuff. So it the river converted over years, and what used to be a river is now a cornfield.
Well, and shipwrecks, of course, we've got pirate shipwrecks. We've got supposedly the Queen Anne's Revenge, which is Blackbeard's ship being pulled up at Teach, North Carolina. And then we also have, for pirates who are interested, it's still at Moody Gardens. I can't think of the pirate name.
Moody Gardens.
Moody Gardens. There's a pirate exhibit on display at Moody Gardens right now, and it's another ship that was pulled up. I'm going to say Sam Bellamy, but I'm sure I'm wrong on that, and I've seen the exhibit 3 times now.
The last name you got right. I think the first name might be Timothy.
No, it's anyway. They know for a fact it was this pirate. Unlike the Queen Anne's Revenge, which they're only guessing, because they've pulled up the bell of the ship, which has the name of the ship written across it. So they know for a fact this was the ship that went down in a hurricane or a big storm and killed almost the entire crew, including the captain.
That exhibit passed through Kansas right before it went down to Galveston.
Absolutely, and I remember seeing the photos of you guys in garb at it, and it's been all around the country. If you guys have an opportunity, it's worth checking out just to see the artifacts, and they've got some great information on that. I'd like to go around now, change the subject a little bit, and say what we've been up to, maybe just recently, but more just since fair, what we've been up to throughout the year. Bones, you want to kick us off?
Sure. This is a really easy one for me.
Where's our website?
Yeah.
Boom.
The website. You dropped it. I dropped it all hardcore on the website. We had a really nice website that I designed from scratch. I basically taught myself HTML coding in a weekend, and I I thought it looked pretty good. And I didn't really get to that point in my fledgling web designer years where I learned the part we should back everything up to an external source. Computer crashed, lost everything, ability to link up, artwork, the whole 9 yards, had to scratch it. It's now a mothball domain name that I own, potbm.com, and sometime in the very, very near future, that's going to get brought up online.
Perfect. That'd be
great.
So
the problem never really was getting the website up. It was getting the forum to link seamlessly. But
yeah, we're more into plunder than IT.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I got a guy who knows a guy who owes me a favor, so we're gonna make that happen. Other than that, it's just been a lot of school. A lot of school. I mean, I've been in the workforce since I was 18. I entered college, traditional lecture in class setting of college at 31 years old, so I don't mess around much. I usually average 6 hours a semester every semester. I don't take summers or winters off. So the plus side, I'll finish my degree with a whole list of accolades in 3 years flat. But that's pretty much where I exist.
We're pretty proud of Admiral Bones and what he's doing right now, but it also makes it hard for us,
Yes, it
for the
does.
three of us to get together.
Yes, it does.
Ash,
It's almost over.
what have you done since fair?
Since fair, I have spawned. I have a new little pirate. He is 4 months old, and he's currently upstairs asleep. So, but that's pretty much what I've been up to. Is preparing for that, getting everything ready.
Someday very soon I will be feeding Liam booze.
Yes, yes. Let's see, what else have I been up to? Yeah, that little guy's pretty much consumed my entire life right now. I've been heavily planning for Pirate Fest this year. I'm trying to get logistics on how I'm going to get everything I want to bring down there. So I've got a bar that I'm bringing down. I've got people that want to travel with me. I have a vehicle that's half the size of the vehicle I had last year, and it's going to be an interesting trip down this year.
It gets worse every year. Pirate Nation, which is the crew I'm a member of, Pirate Nation's looking at getting a trailer this year, and that will be a first for us. But like you, Ash, some of our vehicles have shrunk in size, but we gained more
Stuff.
booty.
Yeah. So the bar that I designed folds into a very compact space, but unfortunately I had to sacrifice durability of the bar in order to make it portable. So while it can hold a 180-pound man lying on top of it, Pirate Fest puts things through trials that nobody can ever expect. So hopefully it holds up, but it should be all right. So. I did host the first annual Crom Day, which is the cruise here in Kansas City. We got the Raiders of Crom and the Bastards of Crom, and get together for one big party, and we had axe throwing and nothing but meat on the grill, and then we watched Conan the Barbarian, and then we watched
Conan the Destroyer.
Blood of Heroes, and
Blood of Heroes, nice. Now wait, does Crom and Conan tie together? Some of your crew made it.
Yeah, there has been much. We have educated many of the crew that were not in the know last year, and it is now part of the initiation into Crom, is you have to be able to say the quote word for word before you are accepted into the Pirates.
That quote comes from Six String Samurai, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
Summon up the spaghetti monster.
Something about a 57 Chevy being able to outrun a Ford in a half mile.
Probably also add that as a newcomer to this site, if you can quote in part or full anything from Firefly and or Serenity, you're already got it in.
Yeah.
Done. And not that leaf on a wind. That's just too easy.
Yeah, no. Nobody's saying that. Nobody but Dane is saying that.
Exactly like it ended in the movie.
You gotta go to that crappy town where I'm a hero.
This is what going crazy feels like.
Yeah, so now it's started. But let's see, since fair of last
Damn you,
year,
Josh Whedon, if you're watching this, I love you and I hate you, man.
Start Firefly back up. That ain't happening.
No.
Since fair of last year, I went to Dickens on the Strand for really the first time in like 17 years, 18 years. Loved it. Going back this year, got Garb, so I guess I'm bought into that.
See, that's cool because I've done Dickens on the Strand since I was little with my parents every year. Well, besides when I was overseas, but yeah, I've always done.
I went in college and with really wasn't really with a lot of friends and no garb, and it was just some bands playing.
You were in college.
Yeah, and couldn't drink. I think I was underage. So, the Key 3 happened. The Key 3 conclave happened in May at
Yes, it
an
did.
undisclosed location.
Show him.
Oh, I undisclosed location, but it might have been on a river walk, and there might have been some marking of some pirate. There's Ashes. You guys say something so the camera switches to you, Ash.
Oh yeah, there we go. There you go. The big
Might have
thing.
been on a river walk somewhere, and we all got inked together, so that was fun. And then
Interesting side story. I get asked all the time. It's my legend continues to grow. I'm approached by random strangers. Oh, you're the pirate I keep hearing about. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, you've got the pirate tattoo. I'm like, well, yeah. It could mean pirate. It could mean poor life choices in San Antonio.
if we were in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Plausible deniability, man.
Hey,
Indeed.
the Key 3 conclave doesn't happen the same place 2 years in a row, so all of you looking to hang out at the Key 3, good luck with that.
Oh, dude, I can hear now. Coming soon to a city near you.
Plus, it also doesn't happen every year. It happens at random years.
Hey, what happened to your fucking camera? There you are. You're back.
I'm here.
Blacked out for a minute.
Huh.
Oh, and the big news is the Queen is pregnant, and we are expecting a boy. We have a 4-year-old girl, so we're expecting a boy in 3 weeks.
You have a name?
Canyon.
Canyon.
So we
Okay.
have Coral, which
Okay.
because we're both studying marine biology,
Okay.
and then we have Canyon because we're both backpackers, and I proposed her on the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
Okay.
Actually, we've had.
That's a lie. He actually names them after where they were conceived at.
You know, I was about to say the next one's going to be called wherever you go next.
The next one is going to be called Dead Fish's Room.
Actually, interesting story from Kegs and Eggs, which we probably need to mention.
Kegs and Eggs. Kegs and Eggs, our St. Patty's Day party that usually happens.
In this room,
A lot of it.
there was much, and somebody left a condom under his pillow.
In this room?
In this room.
Okay, so the next kid will not be called Dead Fish's Room because we'll be moving that elsewhere.
The next kid will be called the Wheel.
Great. Fish, he played it off so smooth. He's like, you know, I woke up in the morning and I reached under my pillow and I pulled out this used condom. And I thought, you know, most people leave a tooth under their pillow and they get money. I guess I left my pride under there and I got a condom for it.
Yeah. So I guess the question is, does he know who?
He has an idea,
Oh.
but he's narrowed it down to about 2 or 3 different dudes.
2 or 3 different. Oh, so dudes. All right. Just so you know, Fair is coming.
Yeah.
Payback.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Fair, plans for Fair. I think I want to go over our thoughts a little bit. We're going to close out here talking about Fair because it's really. I'm going to be honest. I know Fair is close. We're only 2 months away at this point.
That seems like a long time, but it's not.
But damn, Pirate fucking Blues, and that is a thing. Pirate Blues have just been kicking it all of a sudden, and Fest needs to hurry up. And it doesn't help that this year Pirate Fest is a little bit later than normal.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand time's going to go fast, but let's talk about our thoughts for Fair, and then I would close us out a little bit on what the chain of command. Obviously, we've got 2 admirals. I was going to say 3 admirals, but an admiral, 2 admirals, and me, the Key 3, sitting here. So we'll talk a little bit about how you can handle problems out there and what we're actually good for, which isn't much. But so thoughts on Fair?
Thoughts on Fair. I was having a little inner monologue segue there when you started talking about Pirate Blues and getting close to Fair. And I got to tell you, it's probably one of the allures. I like to get up early in the mornings. It usually sucks a lot. It involves a very bad hangover, but you wake up early, and historically it's been a little chilly, maybe a little frosty some mornings.
Right.
But, you know, you got the smell of, people cooking sausage and stuff on griddles, and, bagpipes playing off in the woods. It's almost surreal, and I got to tell you, I can stave off the pirate blues all the way till about 3/4 of the way through September. When we get that first good cool front, and it drops the humidity down, and you wake up in the morning and it's like a cool 60 degrees, I know fair's right around the corner. And
that actually happens here in Kansas
that's
today.
when I start getting charged. That's when I'm like, game on. Time to go.
For you, luckily, when that happens, fair, the Renaissance Fair usually is right there around the corner.
Yeah.
So we've got that. Bones was talking about waking up early. The Admiral before Bones, I woke up with daylight and got outside my tent, and no one was around, and I went, oh, shit. Then I went to the other Admiral, and I was like, Admiral Gonzo was like, get up. Are you in there? Yeah, I'm awake. Dude, fair has started. Get your ass up. And he jumps out of the tent, half in garb, and it's fucking cold. And we're running around. And as we're running around, somebody looks at a clock. One of us, looks at a clock in the vehicle while we're pulling out garb. And it's like 6 in the morning, and we're the only ones awake.
Yep.
Well, we're awake now. So gin and tonics got put into a funnel, and we decided to start funneling gin and tonics, and that's how Saturday one day at fair started. And then we started kicking over people's tents because we were hammered by 6:30.
Yep.
And demand you all take gin and tonic funnels.
Or beer bongs.
Or beer bongs.
Yeah. The skull.
The skull bong.
The skull
One has
bong.
gone missing, but we still have one. So look for the skull funnel.
Well, Spirit Halloween's open.
Yeah, we can always go get
In
more.
another 2 weeks.
Ash, thoughts for fair?
Oh man, too many thoughts to even begin to talk about.
Okay, we're on the spot now, so now you got to talk fair.
Okay, I start having visions of belly dancers and drunks stumbling through the alley. I'm looking forward to this year. It's going to be a great year. That's really my only thoughts on what it's going to be like.
It might sound contrived. Yeah, whatever. Pirate. I'll say what I want. I do what I want.
Make shit up.
But fair does get better every year. Fair really jumped exponentially the year that we started Pirate Road, and that was 2 years ago. And we went out early and looking down an old parking lot. It was an old parking lane, and it just struck us like we need to camp here. Such a success, and since then it has only grown. Last year, second year to create that Pirate Road was just amazing. And really, I can't wait for this third year and to see just how much more over the top we go. Some of the chatter on Facebook has me giddy, and then some has me nervous. And you talk all the fucking glitter, but whatever.
Just to give an example, we are the wife and I. We're heading down a day earlier than we usually do for Pirate Fair.
Yeah, lots of talk.
That is true. You guys are coming down. You said you're coming down early?
Yeah, we're going to be heading out about 4 or 5 a.m. Thursday, and we'll be rolling into town Thursday night because we want to stay. We want to experience Thursday night since we missed it last year.
And make no mistake, you guys driving, that about 1 o'clock I'll be sending you pictures as I drink. That's just going to happen. We've got some other plans, I think, for fair between the three of us. Also between some of the captains. Excuse me, all that orange soda. And it's gone. I've still got rum somewhere, or vodka, whatever I'm drinking.
Indeed.
We still got some more plans coming up, so pay attention. We'll be releasing an agenda soon on the Google Plus page as we get closer, and probably answering questions. Facebook is blowing up right now with all sorts of stuff getting ready for fair. Some questions, a lot of it just excited talk and chatter. I think I'm in talks with these two guys, the two admirals, pretty much on a daily basis right now, and we're still 2 months out. So that's how much it's consuming us right now. But we love it too, so don't think you're bothering us if you've got something you need to throw our way. That being said, we don't mind talking the stuff, talking fair, talking ideas here and now. But once Pirate Fest starts, keep in mind that we have put together the work throughout the year so that we can be drunk, and that's what we're doing, and that there's a chain of command out there. And that chain of command is usually the person who brought you to fair if you're brand new, the captain for that person or your captain, and then if it needs to be, then they'll go to an admiral and then on up, and we'll discuss situations to solve the issues. Now that being said, don't sit on a problem that comes up. Come talk to us, talk to people, get the problem settled. But at the same time, realize that the three of us, really, we just plan the weekend and plan for activities. We keep the real power at the captain level. If the crew doesn't like what's happening, the crew's going to tell you, and they're going to deal with it. If it's inter-crew stuff, it's between two crews.
You know what a good parallel for the way we're organized is for this. It's
I'm
for
going to go get the chain of command and beat you until you realize who's in command.
no, there's that too, but I would say it's more like we run in almost kind of like an Articles of Confederation type versus a federal constitution type. We really leave a lot of the power at the crew level with the captains. Every crew just about has their own set of rules of do's and don'ts, requirements to be crew. Some crews pay dues, others are just kind of flighty, come and go, and that's fine. We leave that structure at the crew level. I mean, we try and go hands off as absolutely much as possible. We're not here to micromanage or, say, this is the way it's going to be.
Right.
No.
If I could chime in for a minute, we actually do have. You said it's more of a. I've had a lot to drink right now, so I can't remember what you just said, but
Hey,
we actually do have a pirate code.
pirate podcast.
Exactly. We have a pirate code that we put up every year, and one of the parts of that code says that if you have problems with another pirate, it comes to pistols and then to cutlasses. Now, that's just more of a saying because we actually don't expect people to shoot each other and cut each other at fair. I will say, however, that Admiral Ash, a.k.a. me, I may or may not have a brace of Nerf pistols and some foam cutlasses should problems arise.
Noted. I think I already have a problem.
No.
Bones and I have a problem with each other. We're going to need those.
Yeah.
We're going to case up.
Yeah.
All right, so this year, I hope that explains a little bit of the chain of command. That really, I think another way to put it is that we're all for small government in this aspect. We believe in the power resting with the states, and the states being the individual crews. Crew gets out of line, sure, we'll talk to them or talk to the captain. Sure, it's happened in the last, 17 years, a couple of times. But, crews police their own stuff, and we all want to have a good time, and that's, if you don't like what one crew's doing, move on down the road. If you like what they're doing, introduce yourself, ask if you can join in before you just jump right in, because, who knows, it could be a crew-only event, or everyone there has signed a waiver or whatever. Who knows? This thing gets bigger, and we add more crews every year. So I hope that explains a little bit of the chain of command. If you have some more thoughts, feel free to hit us up. Or I know Captain Phaedra is doing the shit you need to know, is probably going to address that a little bit more. Anything else to close us out?
Yeah, I would say we are who we are. This is a constant work in progress. It's always a work in progress. The logistics, as the PK was saying.
I'm sorry, what?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
For us, this is a year-round job. I mean, I would say part-time job, but when push comes to shove, late nights, lots of discussions, emails, phone calls, trying to square all of this away. I mean, logistically, we got 125 plus people that we're trying to do all of this with, and I would say realize that when you come out to fair with us, try and know as much as possible what you're getting yourself into before you get there. Talk to people. If you have concerns, I mean, be frank. It's not for everybody.
Yeah,
it's not.
True.
Is there lewdness? Yes. Is there drinking?
Yes.
Yes. And there's going to continue to be lewdness and drinking, I would assume.
I'm drinking out of a blowfish now. I think that covers lewdness and drinking.
Case in point, you already took his shirt off.
This bottle was here when I started tonight.
All I would say is, you know, when you come to fair, especially your first time, and you see what it is, if you want to come back another year, make absolutely sure that it is for you.
I myself have an insistence with every Kansas member that wants to travel down with me to fair.
Yeah, but not everybody wants to suck you off.
I know. I had to stop that policy about 4 years back.
He's a great-looking guy.
I know, but I don't always feel like flossing.
I tell everybody that wants to come with me, we've been doing what we've been doing for a long time. We're not going to change that. We're going to keep doing it. Even if it means that every single person leaves, I guarantee you that every year it will be Bones, Cricket, and myself showing up at fair, setting up tents, and drinking.
Because it's so cold, there's ice on the inside of the tents. Not that that's ever happened.
You know, we have 125 plus members. If every single one of those members were to turn around and walk away, I would still make my annual pilgrimage down to Pirate Fest every year.
Yeah, and it would still be Pirate Fest, and I'd raise the black flag.
Yep,
that's it. All right, so until next time, we're hoping we'll get another one of these posted before fair, but we are into fair season. We're into Pirate Fest season, so there's a lot going on right now for all three of us. If you're a newbie, we will have a Drinks with the Key 3 opportunity at fair, so pay attention to that.
Actually, no, I'm going to interrupt you there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That is not an opportunity. That is a voluntold.
Voluntold. We want to know who our new people are.
We want to, and I think I made a pretty good parallel there with the, you know, it's not like if any of you remember from Jurassic Park, Sir John Hammond, the main protagonist there, liked to be present for the birth of each and every dinosaur. I guess originally it was my idea, and I brought these two in on it. I think it's only right that we get to drink at our table with each and every new person who's coming to our organization. Personally, I mean, we will never be too big that we cannot speak to or talk with all of our people. That's just the way we are.
I'll be mixing up a huge batch of Pirate's Blood this year. So
fantastic.
And Pirate's Blood feeds into something else. So we're gonna have the new crew member drink with the Key 3. And then we're also going to have the Pirate's Blood as part of Flags, which is for new members too. But I also want to stress that if you don't drink, by no means feel like you have to drink at any of these events. You can bring your water, you can bring your soft drinks, you can drink Gatorade, and still join us and still introduce yourselves and find out who we are.
Well, I guess it's a support for those people who don't particularly feel like drinking. I can kind of Reader's Digest my current situation.
Sure.
I have a medical condition right now. I cannot drink. Flat cannot do it. The way that my doctor put it is if anybody wants to give you any problems, tell them that you lived so legendarily in your 20s, you partied so hard that you blew your liver out by the time you were 33. Might not be a permanent thing. It might be a permanent thing. We all just kind of take what life gives us, but if there's anybody out there who don't particularly care to drink, I'm an admiral. I won't be drinking.
Non-drinking admiral. What up?
There's nobody that's going to look down on you for it. Except for maybe this guy right here. But, yeah.
and Ash, but that's a different story.
Just hang out,
Two thumbs and looks down on this guy.
right?
All right, so I think we got the newbies handled. Captains will have something for you as well. We know we've done a captains meeting on Friday evening after flags. That's going to change a little bit. I think Captain Phaedra has sent out a message. If you haven't seen it, get over to the captain's Facebook page. And for everybody else, remember, if it's your second year, you get that cord of rope, which is I say rope, cord of rope, but it's actually line rigging from the Bleeding Maiden.
Yeah, good Lord, don't let your quartermaster hear you say rope.
The quartermaster,
Oh, God,
or
this is fun.
I was actually sailing today, and luckily I used line the whole
Okay.
time. Yep, because it was with a pirate, and he kept me on the straight and narrow. But thank you, Captain Carey. Anyway, we will have line from the ship, the Pirate of the Bleeding Maiden, which is the name of our flagship. So if it's your second year, you will get that cord. Now, if it's your third year or beyond that, you're expected to bring your cord back to fair.
Have it on your person.
Don't come looking for another cord. Everybody else, we're going to do a parade, and then we're going to do flags. So we'll see you Friday, 4:30ish at fair. We'll send out the time as we work out the details.
Sounds good.
Anything else?
Nope.
Ash?
Good to go, man.
All right. Take care, guys. We'll see y'all soon.
Aim true.
Later, Pirates.